Hey, Miss Tammy.
Hey.
You ready to do a question-answer session?
Yes.
Okay, to our anxiously awaiting subscribers. So, Adelsmoss asks, he says, excellent, my Doberman had this. We're talking about puppy acne and bumps on their head. Okay, so what do you do to treat this? So, bumps and spots. Tammy, you want to have a bash at this first?
Well, sometimes the bumps are caused by when mama has her belly shaved to have a C-section and the puppies are nursing and her hair's growing back and it's kind of sweaty there and the little hairs that are growing back are sticking them in their face, or that's where some of the puppy acne comes from. And so to clean that, just a washcloth, cleaning it off, rubbing around on it. Tops of their heads, if they have it on top of their head, you can use the washcloth.
That's basically
it's almost like what you called on babies, cradle cat type stuff. Just use a washcloth and.
So folliculitis is what's going on here. This is an infection of the hair follicle. And like Tam is saying, first treatment would be to simply clean it with a soapy rag.
Yeah, a mild soapy, like ivory soap or something.
Then if you've got puppies that really have a lot of it, then the next treatment would be medicated shampoo.
Well, you got to be careful about getting that in their eyes.
Right, but if you've got a lot of bumps that are getting worse, then you've got to do something about this. Otherwise, you can get hair loss, you can get little bald patches. Almost always, without anything, they'll just grow out of it by themselves. But here's the things that you could do. Medicated shampoo. Just like Tammy's saying, general cleaning, medicated shampoo, and then after that, antibiotics. You can get what's called a staph infection. And you can actually have bumps that show up all over their body.
Always call your vet to ask too.
But if you need antibiotics, you're going to have to call your vet.
Yeah.
So staph infection's not particularly dangerous, but you can get little pieces of little circles where the hair's missing. It'll grow back, but it doesn't look right. So that's probably the best way to. Okay. A lot of people commenting on the litter.
Can get some rain today. It's awful dark.
I know these puppies are sold. Our French is expensive. They're all over. We talked about this last time. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't answer it again.
They are $2,000 for the price of a house. I mean, it's all over the place. It says Charles Slate says, I find mixed information online regarding moral health issues. I understand the problem with double morals, but is there a concern with a single copy of Merle? And how about blue balls? No, this is the thing. And I get people ask me about breeding morals back to pies. Not a problem. Not a problem. Just don't breed a moral to a moral. That's it. Morals to morals can have problems with deafness and eyesight. So just don't do that. We have never had a single issue with moral puppies, and we've had quite a few over the last few years.
Oh, yeah.
And our guy Picasso, our little lilac and tan boy, is producing some stellar, beautiful tweeds and all kinds. No issues that I'm aware of any of those.
Giabella produced a beautiful tweed.
Yes.
Colors.
Right. So no problem at all.
We had problems.
Yeah. No problem at all. Okay. But it's the same thing with pines, by the way. Extreme pines, where you have a pine that's all white
explained that.
with very little colour. It's the same situation. Yeah. Don't breed an extreme pine to an extreme pine.
Right. Cryptic you can on cryptic morals.
Natalie Clark says, I have the small centrifuge. How long would I spin the blood for? She's talking about doing a progesterone test with the fine care machine she got from us. Well, just as long as it takes to get good separation between the blood and the serum. Yeah, 5 minutes on high speed. Always do it on high speed. You can't overspin it. One of my favourite things about James is that while he's extremely knowledgeable, he's also very humble. Oh my goodness. Tammy doesn't agree with that.
Just be with him for 24/7.
Yeah, right.
And see how humble.
Yeah, well, what does humble mean?
Oh,
stupid thing. He's trying to do an update on it. I think it didn't mess it up. I'm not sure what humble is. Humble mean that you're not boastful? What does humble mean? So, it's one of those words you have to... You know what it means, but you don't quite know them. Well, look, I
think you can
thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the compliment. Could a black merle and a blue dog create a blue merle? Well, any blue dog has all the ingredients to produce a blue puppy, but the other parent has to at least have a copy of blue. So both parents have to at least have copies of blue because it's a recessive gene, just like chocolate, just like cream. If you don't have copies on both parents, you're not going to get it. Love your videos. What can I produce with a lilac platinum? Every colour under the sun. So a lilac platinum is a dog that's is blue and chocolate and cream. So you can produce blue dogs, chocolate dogs, cream dogs, lilac dogs, platinum dogs, champagne dogs.
Well, the thing is a platinum is a lilac dog.
Covered in cream.
Can't be anything else.
Right. So you can produce everything.
It's a lilac covered in cream. Not a blue covered in cream. It's not a platinum. A lilac covered in cream. I had to explain that to a woman the other day. Somebody was trying to sell her a blue covered in cream platinum, and I said, nope, don't buy from that person for sure.
Well, they need to describe it properly, don't they? Yeah.
It's the only way you can produce a platinum is a lilac covered in cream. That's it.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. So you'll see things like platinum carrier. And I mean, you know, it could mean something, you know, it could mean that this is a dog that carries blue, chocolate and cream, but why not just explain it that way and then there's no confusion.
Yeah.
This is part of the problem when you start talking about things like tries and these kind of things. It can get very confusing as to what somebody really means. It's much better to explain it in terms of what the colours are. You know, if you've got a platinum, then that does mean something, but another way to describe that is this is both a cream, blue and a chocolate dog all combined. Alright, so Jerry Pugh asked a question that's asked quite a bit. How do you feel about dogs being registered under the incorrect colour because they don't accept certain colours? We're talking about the AKC registration form for a puppy.
You have DNA to back it up, or you should.
Well, but he's not talking about that. He's talking about you've got to register dog.
AKC on registration. Yeah.
Yes, you've got it. You know, you don't have to, but I mean, if
used to, they had grey on there.
Yeah, well, all right. So what we're talking about here is there's only a certain number of colours that are available for you to tick on the AKC registration form. So if, for instance, you have a Merle dog, there is no choice for that on the AKC form for a Frenchie. So what do? So the answer is that you choose the colour that you feel is closest on the form to what your dog is, and it's not going to be right, but it doesn't matter.
If it's a blue, then they didn't have blue. Somebody said they came up with blue.
Apparently you can send a paper form in with a picture of the dog, and then write it what it is, and then maybe you'll get it as a blue or a grey. Somebody says you can even do a Merle that way. I've never tried it, but it's just a letter on the form. It doesn't matter. Look, you're not putting this dog in the show ring. A Merle Frenchie in the show ring is not going to. It's going to be thrown out.
Not in the AKC show ring.
Yeah, no, it's not. Doesn't mean because it's not a Frenchie. It doesn't mean that you can't register it. And so I get lots of questions of people say, "Oh, you shouldn't be registering these dogs." They're not. Yes, they are. They're French bulldogs, folks. They just don't have the correct colours to be in the show ring, and there's rules and regulations that you have to abide by if you want to join the AKC club, and it's their rules, and so it's their game, and they say no Merles. Well, there it is. No Merles, no black and tans, no black and tans, no. So it's simple as that. All right. If you have a lilac, if you have a platinum, what do you register that as? Cream.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. This is A. Clark. So cute. I talk about our puppies. What do you do if you have an expected litter and multiple people who want one? How do you let people get pick of the litter, etc.? How do you do what is fair when there is a litter with different colours? Everybody wants the.
My phone wasn't supposed to take that. Yep. Sorry.
Why don't we just kill that? Right. So we run into this problem too. Look, some people take deposits on puppies before they're born. The problem is exactly what Clark is describing here. Who do you give which dog to which, and then there's a battle over who wants which dog, and nobody wants to make their mind up, and the next thing you know, somebody says they want a dog, and then they want to change horses, and the whole thing's just a big mess.
Headache.
Right? Headache. So what do we do, Tammy?
As soon as we have puppies born, we do a video, we put it up, and people start calling.
We don't take deposits.
No.
We don't give people first pick, second pick, third pick, fourth pick.
I don't want the headache. We've been doing it for 17 years like this, and we've been great with it. So.
But a lot of people do it. And
we've been fine with it.
We'd as soon not take your money until we've got a puppy that you want. We don't want to hold your money.
If we produce a puppy that you want, when and you get to pick it out, that's your puppy. As soon as you send a deposit, that is your puppy.
So what we do is we say, first come, first serve.
Right.
We're going to put a video up, and we like to get a video up within a few days. We don't want to take a video necessarily the moment they're born, because you might have a puppy that doesn't survive, and it's just not much fun. There's a lot of heartache and all that kind of stuff. But wait till the puppies are a few days old, stick a video up there or pictures, put them up on some suitable platform like YouTube, and then say, okay, puppy number 1. And I like to give names to puppies. I think it's more personable.
Yeah.
We can call, but those names, of course, can be changed. But puppy number 1, Gerald. He's a blue and tan, and he is X number of dollars. First person who says, I want that puppy, and puts a deposit down, that dog is there. That is then their dog.
Remember, James is just making an example. We don't have that puppy.
No, we don't have a puppy. Well, I could come up with a puppy called Gerald.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm going to call him Humble Pie.
Yeah, okay.
But lots of people do take deposits, and
they're fine with it.
Yeah, they're fine with it. I mean,
but we don't.
So the problem gets to be, though, just to kind of go back on the question, is if you say you've got first pick, well, then the next question is, when have they got to take first pick at?
Yeah.
And
wait?
nobody else gets a pick until that first pick's been taken. So everybody else is backed up. You see the problem here, right? So our son does take deposits,
and he's fine with it.
He's fine with it, and it works well for him, but we don't. So that was a long answer to that question.
No kidding.
Somebody's talking about the AKC inspection. I was inspected 20 years ago, and it scared me to death. This is Kim Carlisle. The guy knew I was nervous and got a kick out of making me sweat. We got a good laugh out of that, learned a lot from him. Yeah, well, there you go. Look, we've had a few inspections, not because one's singled out because you're doing anything wrong or right, probably triggered by the number of puppies that you've had. And I did a whole YouTube thing on this. The AKC people, in my opinion, are very, very nice people.
We just passed ours again with flying colors.
Absolutely, yeah, and it was great. It was easy. I mean, we knew.
She was a sweetheart.
Yeah, Rebecca from Kansas, is an absolute sweetheart. She was very helpful. She gave us some coupons for litter registrations. It's going to save us a bit of money. That's nice of her.
Yeah, they're super nice.
She had a couple of recommendations on things that we might do in terms of record keeping that was noted and sensible. But look, the AKC people are not. Look, if you are doing.
Well, they have a site on AKC that you can keep your.
That's what she
females.
said. Right,
yeah.
that's what she said. So we've been doing it all by hand, paper-wise, because we did use the site before.
That's the old-fashioned way, because we're just old-fashioned.
Right, we're old-fashioned. But the good thing about doing it on their side is it's in the cloud. There's no backup required. If they lose your data, it's their fault and they can't come back on it. But, look, if you're worried about the AKC... Look, I think anytime you've got an inspection by anybody, inspection doesn't... I mean, you go to the doctor to have an inspection and he starts to snap the gloves on. It's not like a nice moment, is it? Nobody's looking forward to any kind of inspection. But here's my general opinion. I think Tammy will agree with me. The AKC people, they're nice people. They care about dogs. Most of these people who you talk to have owned dogs or been breeders. They understand the process.
Well, and they also want to make sure that your dogs are being well taken care of.
Well, that's the whole purpose of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a certain minimum standard they want you to meet. And hopefully your standard...
And they should be coming around, AKC usually does their inspections every 2 years.
Yes, it's been quite a bit longer than that for us as well.
Yeah.
And that's probably because our other inspections have all been fine. I mean, I think that, well, look, here's the deal. If you don't pass their inspection, it should be easy to fix, or you're really messing up.
Traffic is horrible.
And you need to fix it. Because, the well-being, safety, cleanliness of your dogs is obviously the purpose of all this. And they're not here. It's not like the IRS. They're not here to give you crap. They're here to help you.
Yeah, they want your business.
They want your business. That's it. You're their customer. They want your business. They want to help you. All right. So there we go now. Last question on this session. Jasmine Gonzalez, one of my females, is on her 3rd litter after back-to-back breeding. I was curious to know if it will affect the litter size. She's absolutely healthy in all aspects and reasons. So we are going for a 3rd litter. So she's going to do 3 breedings back-to-back. So I've done a whole video on this. If you want to see it, it's called Back-to-Back Breeding Unethical with a question mark. And the answer is it's not unethical. What's unethical is to have a dog that's having a rough time and not giving it a break. That's what's unethical.
Okay.
If your dog, what the repo people say these days is, for as far as uterine health is concerned, back-to-back breeding is better. And when you stop breeding, you spay, because then you completely remove the possibility of uterine cancer. And if you do back-to-back breedings, you reduce the possibility of uterine cancer. So
I like to give my girls a break.
Well, what we do is every time we have a litter, it's a C-section. So we get to look under the hood, as you might say, to see how the engine looks. And
I always ask our vet, what do you think?
Yeah, we always ask the vet, what do you see? See any adhesions? See any cysts? Is she okay? Do we have a potential problem? And we get the vet's response to that. Then the next thing we do is we see how mum is with her babies, how the babies are doing, how much we enjoyed doing the litter, how quickly she bounced back from having that litter, and what the size of the litter is. And based on all that information, it's then give her a break, don't breed her anymore, or do another breeding. Right? That's it. And that's 15 minutes worth of rubbish we've been talking about. Sorry to keep you all waiting that long.
Rubbish.
No. So we're just going to swing over here so you can see my beautiful wife. We're fixing to go and meet our daughter to have lunch. So, all right, everybody, be safe. And, we appreciate.
Remember, I have one little sable boy left, fluffy carrier.
Yes, it's beautiful.
He produces. He carries. The fluffy carrier carries blue, carries cocoa.
Mahogany sable is pretty.
Oh,
It's going to be small walk.
He is the cutest thing. He's got a big head and a little bitty body.
Yes, it's very cute.
Nice, compact little boy. So anyway, give me a call at 580-799-1910. Love to visit with you if you're talking about my babies. Of course, my daughter is whelping for me, so she is happy to FaceTime you anytime you want to see this baby.
Oh, and she's having so much fun with them.
Oh, yeah.
And they couldn't be in better hands. She's a
mama hen.
She's a mama hen, and she's a accountant / bookkeeper, does stuff from the house. So it's a great position for her to be in, and she's every half an hour mucking around with the puppies, and the puppies love it.
Yes.
So well adjusted, happy puppies.
Yes.
Hey everybody, bye. See you.